Hey y'all, happy Easter. Hope everybody's enjoying their Easter Sunday. So I had a request to do something, a video about some of my anemones, and I have two different kinds in my tank. This is my red Haddoni carpet anemone. Had this for about maybe 3 or 4 years. And then over here are my bubble tip anemones. And currently I just have the rainbow bubble tip anemones. Nothing special. They're pretty. So here those guys are. They split readily. I have two different kinds of rainbow bubble tip. I mean, they came out, I don't know, different strains, I guess. I'm not sure how that works. I don't really care for regular clownfish. I do have two, just the pink skunk clowns or anemone fish. In there, I have two of those in there, and they basically, I mean, they're not the prettiest, but they're not aggressive. They don't bite you when you put your hand in the tank or anything like that. So I just keep two of those, and they feed the anemones for me. I don't even feed them. These guys, the bubble tips, I don't feed. Now, as far as the Haddoni, this guy I feed about once every. So anyway, the Haddoni anemone, I feed him about once every 2 weeks, sometimes once a week. He stays pretty much right where you see him. Sometimes he moves over there, you know, you know what I mean, and all that. But usually he stays right in that vicinity, so I'm not really worried about him getting close to other corals or whatnot. His foot attaches. The Haddonis need to be in the sand beds. They need a pretty decent deep sand bed, so his area is pretty deep, and they attach their foot inside the sand to the glass. So the bottom glass of the tank is where his foot is attached to. You know, they grow pretty big, about 24 inches, 24 to 36 inches long when you stretch them out end to end. This one, if you stretch him out end to end, he's probably a good 24 inches. And again, I feed him. Usually, he's real picky, so which is kind of funny for an anemone. But he does like silver sides, and he does like krill, and he does like PE mysis, not Hikari mysis. He won't eat that. He will not be sticky if you try to feed him Hikari mysis cubes. But he likes PE mysis, and he likes silver sides, and he likes krill. And of course, if any fish swims into him, they're a goner. That has been rare. That's only happened to me one time. And since I've had him, where a fish was trying to steal, and unfortunately it was one of my favorite fish, was trying to steal food out of his mouth, and he got stung, and that was it. I couldn't even save him. I got him out of the anemone, but I couldn't. I mean, once they're stung, that's it. He died. But fish, usually, they know to stay away from them. You know, most of them, except for the one that swam into it trying to take his food. Other than that, most of them just stay away from him. I mean, a lot of times when I do a video, people will be like, oh my gosh, something was real close to him. And yeah, I mean, they swim around him and stuff, but they know not to get caught. And contrary to what people say, I'm not worried at all about having this anemone in a reef tank. I'm just not. You know, they don't wander around all over the tank. I mean, bubble tips can do that, but as you can tell, I have an island set up right here for them. Once in a while, if I see one walking in the sand, I'll grab it. I won't take them off the rocks though, because that's hard to do. Yeah, and contrary to what people say about the Haddoni or carpet anemone group, they don't run around the tank, you know, trying to kill fish. That's not their objective. You know, they find a spot, they sit in it. You know, like I say, he stays in this vicinity for the most part, and he has a little, as you can see, the little anemone crab, little porcelain crab. That can't actually. He was in this anemone when I got him, so I just kept him. Some clownfish, like the clownfish you see over here, my skunk clownfish, they will host carpet anemones. They will sit in the, or I should say the carpet anemones actually host the clownfish. So they will do that on occasion. These two liked the bubble tips, and that's where they went. So, but yeah, I would have no problem putting in a carpet anemone. You got to remember with carpet anemones, though, your water quality does have to be good. Better than bubble tips. Bubble tip anemones are more forgiving of water quality as far as high nitrates, high phosphates, just, you know, Maybe there's somebody who kind of gets a little lax with their husbandry. You know, you don't do water changes like you should or whatever. Which is, I'm not knocking it. I get it. You know, life gets in the way sometimes. I totally get it. But if you're one of those people, I probably wouldn't recommend a carpet anemone because they are more sensitive to water quality. So those guys, just, you know, if your water quality is bad, like, you know, even in the hobby a long time, a lot of times, like me, I don't check my water all the time. Probably, it's very rare that I check nitrates or phosphates. I will check if I'm trying to maintain a certain alkalinity. I will check that once a week or once every couple days until I get that straight. But other than that, you know, you want to maintain good water quality if you're going to keep a carpet anemone. You will know if you look at your tank and your anemones are kind of shriveled up or looking crappy or something like that, there's obviously something wrong with the water quality. For sure. So, there you go. So just letting you guys, just wanted to give you a good overview of carpet anemones and bubble tip anemones. So if you have any questions or thoughts or want me to do any other videos, let me know. Thanks guys, and happy Easter.